Alright, let me tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Gaiskar, and Anzo.
Fire, peace, 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
And here we go.
Yes, that's right. How you guys doing? It is the rule of 3 here on Chaos Central. Glad to see everybody who waited around. I'm sorry I had
copyright infringement.
It's not copyright infringement. He says it in my theme song. He says it in my theme song.
What? He says it in his theme song too.
What? Exactly. So I think we all get to use it. And yes, Danny likes using it. I like using it. I mean, it's okay.
What's copyright infringement? I think.
Here we go.
Here we go. Using the Joker thing. Like, what is that?
Oh,
listen,
that's my catchphrase.
If anybody was the Joker on this panel, it's me. I'm the craziest motherfucker here.
You have to pay royalties on that.
You can have that title.
You're more like the Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor.
Oh, fuck that shit. Oh, really? You know what?
Now I have to kill all of you.
Maybe just Anzo. I don't know. I mean, we're starting off early here.
Yes.
Damn. So I can say Jesse Eisenberg.
Damn, that's bad. That's bad. All right, guys. How you guys doing? It is another Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. A little late, but hey, you know what? We got Nindroid, Poe, Austinator, LUG's there. Guys, do me a favor. Go on either Chaos Central's Twitter or my Twitter, and it's the pen tweet. Tweet it out. Let everybody know we're live. And we're going to go around the panel real quick, get to the introductions. Danny, go ahead and start us out and let everybody know where they can find you and all that.
I am Danny Graham, a.k.a. Comment Chat, 1/4 of the Chaos Central crew that you see here now on the panel. We got several shows throughout the week. Mine's on Monday. Anzo's was last night. Chris is, of course, tonight. Gaiskar is going to get his rolling here soon. But, man, we got a lot of good content, a lot of material, a lot of questions, man, that make you scratch your head and say, Last night, if you watched the show, got a little hot. Anzo likes that controversy shit. But I tend to shy away from that if and when I can. I'm not afraid of it.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
I'm not afraid
of it. Boom, bro. You have to come in hot and do your thing, Bridget.
I just choose not to do that because sometimes, man, I'll turn to the black hole, and that ain't a good sight. So
no, that's exactly what I want to see.
I want to stay David Banner. I don't want to turn into the black hole. The black hole might get kicked off of damn YouTube, may hurt some feelings, may cause some friendships. So I try to keep him under wraps.
God, I'm such an instigator,
right?
No. Fuck that. I want to bring, I'm going to be doing anything I can to tickle that fancy, to get that Black Hawk to come the fuck out, bro.
Listen, I don't want to know about anything that involves you tickling Danny in any way, shape, or form.
That came out wrong. That came out wrong. Those words came out wrong, so fuck y'all.
We know what you meant. But I do want to say this. Now, I meant to say it last night, but I didn't get a chance because it was so hot. I claim the right to call Gaiskar vanilla chocolate because he came in when it was hot. That shit kind of soothed the shit down. Like, damn, boy, he taking the fire out of it. But it got kind of hot last night. I kind of chuckled to myself.
I was melting.
I will say
Let me say this. Oh, go ahead.
You go right ahead first.
I'll say this. Let me say this. Yes, it got heated, and my viewers were at like 20, and then when it got heated, the viewers went up to fucking 30.
I saw that.
Like, what do you want me to do? I'm gonna make it heated, bro. And if we get the Black Hulk to come out, I guarantee you, I will have 100 fucking viewers that night.
This is what all that was happening. This is all I kept hearing when everything was going down. Cherry.
Yep, it was kind of Springer-esque last night.
That's nice.
And
What
guess
I was going to say. Oh,
and
go
guess
ahead.
what I'm continuing tonight on the OOC.
Well, I won't be on there. I'm gonna be watching from the channel.
Man.
I did say, Anzo had a couple topics a while back, and I was like, you know what, let's kick it up a notch, and he's been doing it, and I really appreciate that. And adding the different things into this and into Danny's show, I think we've really found a niche where we can have some of that stuff in there, and I like approaching.
Find a bitch or find a niche.
A niche.
Oh,
niche.
Okay, I'm like, that's a whole different other show.
Find a bitch. That should be one of our shows. Find a bitch.
Yep. Bit finder.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go on. So tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found and what's going on with you.
What up, guys? That is correct. Later on after this, I will be having the OOC, so make sure you check it out because I think it's going to be some fire up in that bitch tonight. Got a special guest, Halogen Helix coming in, Paul. I stream with him on MSK's channel, so he's going to be joining the crew for tonight, man. So make sure you guys check that out. Other than that, we got the Chaos crew up in the house, Chaos List, Chaotic Conversation, and the Rule of Three with a side of Tabasco. And I'm just going to say this. I don't know why we have the Rule of Three, right? But Gaiskar gets his name up there, Basco. You know what I mean? You don't see Danny up there. You don't see Chris up there. No, you see the Rule of Three with a side of Tabasco. It's all good, bro.
I think it was
the Basco.
It wasn't my idea, man. I'm not even in the crawl at the end yet, man. What are you talking about?
True.
Good point. And you know what? I thought I was going to make the crawl. You guys were supposed to actually send me your intros, which you didn't do. But hopefully you send me the intros sometime this week, and then I'll put a little crawl up in there.
We'll make that happen.
Yeah.
You'll put all our intros together?
No. I'm going to make a shorter version. So I do have an outro, and then I'm going to put a crawl in it so that we have all our names on there.
I thought I'll send it to you.
Anzo # Quincy fucking Jones.
I'm going to send it to you right now. I'm send it straight to your email.
Would I say Quincy Jones? No, I would probably be more like a Puff Daddy. You know what I mean? Give me some Puff Daddy.
Yeah. Pre J-Lo or after J-Lo?
Let's see.
That's a good question. Before Biggie's death, let's just put it that way.
Okay. Craig Mack era and shit. Okay.
No, hold on. Sorry, I have to change that. After Biggie's death. Because after Biggie's death, he fucking blew up. So I'm going to say, yeah, and turned into that asshole.
Yeah. All right. Gaiskar, tell everybody about yourself and where you can be found.
Well, every single channel and show they just mentioned, plus OOC at 10 p.m. and catch Game Changers this Wednesday and every Wednesday, actually. But I'm actually hosting it this Wednesday. So that's going to be my first major production type hosting thing. So hopefully I don't fuck up, but
Roberto said the same thing, man. Roberto was like, I hope I don't fuck up. He's saying, you're gonna fuck it. You guys will do fine. You will do fine, bro. You will do
fucking up is a learning process. Because, man, if you go back and watch my first ones, and I'm sure everybody else's, you're like, what the hell is this damn real shit here?
And also, I'm trying to see when I'm going to work out a 100 sub celebration kind of thing. So everybody will be welcome to jump in on that whenever. I'll put the link up there and probably do that either Friday or Saturday afternoon, evening, whatever. I'm going to speak with the boys after, see when they're going to be available and do that for sure. And work on my ideas for my channel, which is going to be coming out soon. So I have to talk to Chris about that and see when would be a good day to do that.
Okay. Very good.
Go ahead. I went to store today. I'd seen a neighbor. Neighbor was like, "Hey, you like Bush beer?" I was like,
I saw that Bush beer. I'm like, man, I ain't seen that in years.
Yeah, and they was like, "You like Bush beer?" I was like, "I like all types of Bush."
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yes. There you go. There you have it. All right. Well, I am Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel. Of course, here, Gas Central is the channel I started with these great gentlemen on the panel. Sorry for calling you gentlemen. I know you guys hate that. But we're trying to get this channel built up. We're at 157 subscribers. It's 43 away from 200. So why not tonight? Let's push 200. No, if you guys want to share us out, let everybody know that we're live, and tweet us out. You can find it pinned tweet on my Twitter, which is right here at Chris5150, or at Central Chaos, which is Chaos Central's Twitter. And then, guys, I'm ready to go. We got 12 topics on the wheel of topics. We've got 3 minutes for each of us, and then 3 minutes as a team. And let's show it right now, and let's spin it. Marvel is coming under fire with its fan base for gender and race swapping characters of the Eternals. Does this bother you? Why or why not? All right, put that in the chat. Who would like to go first?
I would.
All right, Danny, I'm going to bring up the timer if I can find it since everything.
Damn, beat me to it. I know what he's going to say. Go ahead, Danny.
3 minutes. Your time starts now.
This does not bother me 1 cent because I don't know nothing about him. So it's the perfect time to do it. If you knew something about an established character, then that would be the time. Then you might catch some heat. But nobody, except a few eggheads, nerds like us, maybe know that actually the character should be this color, this race, whatever the case may be. Right now, for the majority, the casual moviegoer does not know a damn thing about the Eternals. So at this point is the perfect time, if you're Kevin Feige or Disney or whoever calling the shots, to do whatever you want to suit whatever your particular needs or wants or desires, whatever the case may be. So it bothers me the least little bit. As long as the story is good, then I'm going to be cool with it. And I'm pretty sure, based on the stuff I've seen in the past that I'm really not fans of, such as Guardians of the Galaxy, it's going to be profitable. It's going to be good. It's going to make sense. It's going to tie in to all the other MCU movies, and it's going to tie into the future upcoming MCU movies. So people need to chill out. You know, they're on this bandwagon about race swapping and agendas and wokeness and all this kind of stuff. Shut up. At the end of the day, the shit is fake. Okay? F-A-K-E. Fake. It ain't real. Don't blow a gasket about it. Don't get upset. Don't get in arms about, this ain't my that. No, it ain't yours. You don't fucking own it. So if you don't own it, you can't do nothing but sit down and watch it, or either choose not to watch it. So I'm going to choose to watch it. I'm going to choose to take my hard-earned money. I'm going to go watch it. If I don't like it, I'm going to say 1 or 2 times on these shows, I don't like it. Then I'm going to go on to the next movie. I'm not going to sit down there on my content, on my channel, and bash this dead horse repeatedly, day after day, year after year, hoping that it's going to change. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to change. Very few things change in Hollywood unless something is a real serious cry demand. So I am not going to be upset 1 bit because I don't know these characters from Madam Housecat. So now is the perfect time if you want to change them whatever you want to. Because if you get a popular enough actress or actor that the people like, and they pull it off, and you know they got acting chops like some in there do, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. People might as well just slow your roll, calm down, take your Xanax, take your Valium, smoke your weed, take your drink, whatever it is that calms you down, and go ahead and enjoy the movie and go on about your business. And by the way, did I say this shit is fake? Fake. F-A-K-E. Not real. Why are you blowing a gasket about unreal shit? That's all I got to say.
All right.
I'm next.
All right. Really quick drop shot. Jason Lee Tucker statement. Adventures of Piper. All you guys, thank you very much for being here. Mr. CCDV. I'm looking at you guys in the chat. Caleb, thank you guys for being here. Help us out again. Tweet us out. Just follow that scroll down at the bottom, and that's how you can help us out. Anzo, 3 minutes. Time starts now.
I don't give a fucking shit. I could care less whether they race swap or nothing, or gender bend, because like Danny said, I have no idea about fucking Eternals. I never read one Eternal fucking comic in my life. So they could have fucking put fucking Ratchet Raccoon in there, and I would have known, oh, that's he part of the Eternals?
Raccoon.
Right? I would have been like, oh, he's part of the Eternals? I have no idea. So at this point in time, I'm like, I don't give a shit. All right, so let's be real here. They race bended the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, and race bend and gender bend, and that was fine. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter to me whether you race bend, whether you gender swap, as long as you stay true to the characters, 100%. You know what I mean? If you're true to the characters, then who gives a damn? Like Danny said, it is fucking fake. There is nothing in this world that says, oh, this person has to be a male, or this person has to be a female, or this person has to be black, or this person has to be white, unless it's like essential to the character. For example, Black Panther. Couldn't race swap Black Panther because it's essential to his character being a black man. You can't do that. But Steel, you could have made Steel a white guy, Asian guy, Chinese guys. It doesn't matter because that was not what makes the character the character. Just like when you change in Superman, you want to put a black Superman. Doesn't matter as long as you stay true to the character. Now, the only problem that I have with the Eternals is that when they did what they did, or when they did what they do, or what they're gonna do, they put that forefront, right? So the first thing you heard about Eternals was, oh, there's a gay couple in there, or there's a gay kiss, or this or that, or this is race swapped, or this is gender bent. That's the problem. Now, if you're going to put that over the story, then Eternals is going to be a hot fucking mess. I have faith in Marvel not to do that, but as long as Marvel does what they have to do, they keep the story first, and then you add those elements into the movie, I'm 100% fine with that. Most of us up here who've seen it like Stargirl, right? Because Stargirl stayed true to the story. Did Stargirl have their little woman moments in it? Absolutely they did. But they stayed true to the character, to the story. And that's what you have to do to make this movie good. So if you go into this movie and it's just thrown in your face that there's a female and race swapping and gender bending and the gay stuff in there and everything, if it's thrown in your face, then it's going to ruin the movie. But as long as it's done in a respectful manner, it is absolutely 100% fine. I am all down for it. I could give a fuck whether the people are race dropped or this or that. I don't care. I don't care 100%. Just give me a good movie. That's all I want. It's a good movie.
Yeah, a lot of fluff. But if Rocky and Bullwinkle show up, I might be out. Yes. Guys, thank you for putting all your comments in the chat. I greatly appreciate that. Piper says everything else is bad. Everything else is the bad thing about Eternals.
Exactly. And let me say this. What's up, Dandelion? You don't like Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Wow.
I loved Rocky and Bullwinkle growing up, man.
Remember, she's British. She's not real Canadian. That's what she does. That's what she says not to defend herself. Yeah, she's British.
I was more Yogi and Boo Boo.
Hey, you go there, Booby.
Hey, boo-boo. I'm smarter than the average bird. All right. 3 minutes, Gaiskar. Go.
I like how you guys just ran with that. Left me with nothing. I agree with Danny and Onzo. It's fake at the end of the day. People like getting ups and arms about certain things. But at the same time, I kind of get what they're saying because it's like what Onzo touched on, right? It's all the throwing it in your face. Oh, we have gay characters. Oh, we have non-binary characters. Oh, we have all this. It shouldn't be like that. If it's part, write it in, and we'll see it for ourselves when the story unravels. We don't need to be, and this is my opinion, we don't need to be promoting all this all the time because that's what's going on right now. It's everywhere. It's all over social media when artists start talking about these things, and it's just, for me, it's not necessary, and that's what kills movies. That's what kills shows, and it should just write it in.
Batwoman.
You want to change. You want to change genders. You want to change races, whatever. Fine, do that. But when it comes to sexual orientation and things like that, it doesn't have to be in the forefront. Now, why do we have to have specific? This is a gay movie. This is a heterosexual show, right? Why do we have to categorize these things all the time in categories? We should just have it. It's a film. Read the description, whatever, but it doesn't have to be under a specific category. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. Am I clear? Or sound like shit?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right, so that's one thing, and I get that. I get people that are upset. Like you have the hardcore fans that are always going to be unhappy, no matter what you do. And there's so many channels out there that are going to bitch and complain about, the books are better and this is better. That is true, but like Danny said, 100%, we don't own the shit, so they have the right to do whatever the hell they want to do with characters and themes or whatever. But as long as the story is good, people are going to flock to the theaters to watch it. And when people like it, you know what? I think this movie's going to make, I'm not going to say billion, but it's going to be up there. Because if it's anything like Guardians of the Galaxy, which not a lot of people knew about, and they do it like that, it's gonna grab some attention. And that's all I gotta say about that.
Okay. All right. My 3 minutes. Absolutely right. All your guys' points. I think as comic book fans, you read a comic book, like for instance, I was big into Batman. There are certain things you have to understand. You have to walk away from when they make a movie. They're not going to get everything right. They're going to change some stuff because, let's be honest, even before a lot of race swapping was going on, or a lot of the gender identity or politics went into these things, or gay became something they wanted to put in, or homosexuality, whatever you want to say. Even before that happened, they still changed things. And people were still unhappy because you have to separate yourself as a comic book fan and understand. You have the comic books, then you have the movies. The movies are trying to fit a kind of overall picture that multiple writers, multiple artists, multiple people have worked on over time, and they like bits and pieces of all of it, so they have to find a way to meld it all together. And by doing so, it becomes a different product. If you go and you have an open mind, you're okay. You should be okay with it. It's always about the story. And we've said that. It's always about the story. If you don't shove it in my face, it's not, if it's just like, okay, I guess they're a couple. Like, that just comes across naturally, then fine. I'm not going to necessarily know who was a female or a male in every comic book movie. Normally, the only way that I know it is because this stuff comes up in Twitter and stuff. And it's like, go see the movie if it becomes that big of a problem. Because I think a lot of people were worried about Endgame. And there were those moments I've said that Endgame kind of pushed a little bit at times, but they knew when to pull it back really quick. And I think Feige and Marvel kind of know that line that they can play with. And they flirt with it. And then they change, they know how to do that really well. So the race swapping doesn't bother me. The gender swapping doesn't bother me. Just make it a good movie. And, that's fine. I think this was the worst thing about this right now. What is really bringing up the subject again, because we heard about this a few months ago, or maybe longer than that. The thing that's bringing it up is that it was an absolutely horrid teaser trailer.
Yeah.
And that's what's bringing it up. They come out with a fire teaser trailer here in a month, people will stop talking about it. But I don't know if they will. I don't. So we'll have to see what's going on. And then Piper says, I'm hoping they add some color to the movie. Yeah, it did look drab. But all right, 3 minutes. We'll keep talking about this, guys. This is such an old subject, and I'm not really sure if it really matters. We can harp on it and bitch about it, but they're going to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So why are we going to fight it? If they do it right, fine. This comes down to diehards of this comic book, which surprisingly, I guess there are quite a fair few of them. And most of us who are big MCU fans are sitting there going like, I don't know who the fuck they are. But
a lot of people are saying they're all disappointed and it's and stuff like that. But disappointed for me, I was like, okay. Like you see a little bit of the speed, the guy who has fast. You don't see anybody else's powers. It's just introducing what their faces look like, right? So obviously, it's not a very pronounced trailer per se, but is it going to be slow burn trailer?
I think if you are considered a tier 1 top tier comic book character, that you have to be treated with a certain respect, certain reverence. The ones that are B, C, well, I say A to some top B, the B pluses. B minuses on down. If you are a fan of MCU, you know good and well that Kevin Feige cherry picks certain attributes, certain parts of the story, certain powers, certain looks. So you should not be surprised by now. So I'm just saying, it's just frustrating that people are getting mad and raising a fuss over this when they already know in the past 10 years, the first 3 phases, that he has cherry picked certain stories. He's cherry picked certain problems. He's left out certain things. He's been true to the comic books in some aspects and totally doing his own thing in others. Iron Man is a certified drunk in the comic books. They're drunk and an asshole. They didn't show that aspect of it. They saw a little bit of asshole, but he wasn't drunk. He was drunk one time in the whole movie, and that's when him and Rhodey fought. Other than that, that's like one of his big nemesis. Okay? Not MCU, but in the Spider-Man movie, the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, I've never, ever read a comic book, a Spider-Man comic book where he had organic webs, but he had that. So these movies, people are going to change things to fit what they want or what they want to explore. So as fans, we got to either accept it or don't accept it.
That's correct.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, listen, I think you bring up a good point with Iron Man. Look at what they did with Iron Man. You said, I mean, again, people did say it. When Iron Man came out, they just, people were like, what are they thinking? What are they doing? And look at where it got them. 10 years later, we're talking about the MCU being literally the most dominant movie franchise at this point in time.
The only franchise in my mind that get a chance to catch the MCU is Star Wars, but they got to damn get their head out of their ass very quickly.
Figure out what the hell they're doing. All right. Next topic. We talk about it all the time on and off Square One. Is Tom Brady the GOAT?
Yes.
But the question here is what diminishes the title given to a player? So I'm not talking about Tom Brady. I'm just talking about in general. I.e., Pete Rose's gambling scandal, Kobe's and Tiger's infidelity, OJ's murder charges. And will this happen because Tom's possible scandal? So,
I'm going first.
Oh, I see. I thought you guys would like this topic.
I won't second.
All right. Go figure. Are you, Gaiskar, you're not going to jump in and say I want. I want up now. 3 minutes. Anzo, go.
All right.
Oh,
so
wait. You wanted to go first, right?
Yeah, I want to go first.
All right, go.
First part of the question: is Tom Brady the GOAT? Absolutely, 100 fucking positive.
What was that? What happened?
What the hell?
Wow, I got
100%. Sorry, I had your back, man. I had your back.
Thank you very much. 100%, he is the GOAT. All right. Now, and me and you've said it, Chris. You called me out yesterday. I'm gonna call you out today. We've always said we are able to put these scandals over the person's career because we don't follow their life. Case in point, Kevin Spacey. You know what I mean? Say you like his character, you say fuck what he did. I watch his movies. So what he has done in his private life or doesn't really reflect what he has done on the field. You cannot take away from what he's done on the field. He has had the most fucking touchdowns in a season. He has the most championships. He went to the most Super Bowls, and he's beat almost every single record that any other quarterback has put up there. So at the end of the day, when we are talking about the GOAT, we can't just say rings, right? You can't just say, well, rings and this and that. No, you have to put everything into a category, and then you have to say, this is what it is. He leads the league in every single category for the history of his career. So when you talk about somebody like that, you have to say there is nobody better. Now, I know when Chris comes up, we're going to talk about Deflategate. And we're going to talk about the spy game. I get all of that. 100% I get all of that. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and play the game. So you can sit there and you can watch and know what their plays are going to be and this and that if that's what you want to say, but you still got to execute. And Tom Brady has executed like no other quarterback that has ever played the game. He just does it. He reads the field. You know, he scores points. Yes, has he had defense that helped him win games? Absolutely. But Joe Montana's had defense that helped him win Super Bowls. Troy Aikman's had defense that helped him win Super Bowls. It's a full game when you're talking about football. You have to have a defense and you have to have an offense. There are those rare occasions where you don't have an offense and you have a great defense and you still win. But that's rare. For you to win a championship, you have to be a balanced team. You have to be able to pass the ball, you have to be able to run the ball, and you have to be able to play defense. Tom Brady hasn't always had the best wide receivers, but almost every year he puts up the best numbers. For what, 11 years, 12 years, 14 years? I don't know how many, 17 years I think he's been in the league. I don't remember. He's went to 10 Super Bowls. 10. 10.
And he played for the Montreal Expos.
He has more Super Bowl rings than every single franchise in the history of the NFL.
All right, Danny, 3 minutes.
All I can say, that is hard to follow. And it is rare, very rare occasion that I agree with every single word that comes out of Anzo Hodges' mouth. But I agree with every single word. There's no word I can find fault in. None. That is incredible. I was echo everything he just said. But I'm going to add this. Names you call was Pete Rose, Kobe Bryant, O.J. Simpson. What was the fourth name?
Tiger
Woods. Okay.
And I could go on. I mean, there's tons.
No, I'm going to break those four down. Pete Rose, I don't know much about baseball, but for whatever reason, they got a blackball on him that will never be lifted. O.J. Simpson had a chance for redemption, but he is so stupid, so damn dumb and arrogant that he's gonna mess that up. But he's out of jail now. What was the other one you said? Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was on the road to being redeeming himself. This last thing he got in, it just shut him down completely. But the one that really took advantage of his second chance was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant had a big scandal back in the day when the girl said he did that, whatever. They paid her off. He had to ride had to dodge the tomatoes and the cabbage and everything else that was thrown at him in the whole town with pitchforks, damn torches. But he rode the storm. He persevered, and then he became, I think, ahead of Magic, he is the greatest Laker of all times. Based on stuff that I heard, I thought it was Magic, but people are. Kobe is more revered, I think, in Laker Nation than Magic Johnson, who I thought was like the king of the Lakers. So I say all that to say this is that if Kobe Bryant can shake it off and come back and be at the top, Tom Brady this allegations will not stick to him because there's really nothing that you can put your hands on and say, Tom Brady, okay, you are not going to be considered the greatest because of ABC 1, 2, 3. You can't say it because that Spygate stuff, that was a coach call. He was the one calling, trying to see the other people, players, and all this kind of stuff. Deflategate. I think Tom Brady had knowledge to it, but shit, I know Belichick knew that them balls was a little bit had less pressure than the other ones. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady slid through that one. So if you've been accused of something but have not been found guilty, then you cannot hold it against somebody. He has not been found guilty on anything. Does it look kind of fishy? Does it look kind of like he kind of straight in the gray area? Yeah, but guess what? Some people take advantage of the rules. Tom Brady and Belichick took advantage of the rules. So if they're not definitively had their title stripped or went to jail or had to do whatever the case may be, then to me, he's innocent. So I have zero problem with saying he's a GOAT. The stats, what the hell?
Shots fired. You go on, Danny. Tell the people that.
Yeah. Man, the stats say he's the greatest. So that's all I'm saying. And I love numbers. Numbers never lie. The four of us may lie, but them numbers ain't gonna lie.
Gaiskar.
I quote Danny and Anzo.
All right.
It's all yours, brother.
All right, really quick here. So Pete Rose was caught gambling, warned about it, and then caught again, and they all but tied him to gambling on his own team when he was managing.
Okay. Let me ask a question, Chris. Yep. After all these years, do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Do I think so? Yes, because it was when he was coaching. That's the only reason why. If he had done it when he was playing, I might say something different. Because and now OJ is a prime example, but kind of right, Danny. He has had his chances and he has failed at them. Tiger was on the way. Kobe is the best example of how you can come back. But here's the thing. General consensus around the NBA is not everybody hates Kobe. A lot of people admired him. I think until the
only
murder
after
charges,
he died.
Maybe. Okay, I've heard people talk good about him before, so I'm saying O.J. Simpson was loved until the murder charges, and then I think people just kind of backed away. Tiger Woods was becoming a person who people respected for what he had come back from. But he overall consensus in golfers was he was an asshole. There is very few people I've ever heard in the NFL that believe that he is, one, as good as his numbers say, two, deserves the wins he's gotten, and three, believes that he got them legitimately. There are very few. And the thing is I only think it's a matter of time before somebody gets pissed off or somebody has to decide, you know what, fuck him, and says something. And all it takes is one thing that's damning enough that will illegitimize the whole bout of what he has. And his cockiness about it will possibly be his undoing. I've always said I don't think he's the GOAT. A lot of NFL players don't think he's the GOAT. Why? Because of a lot of the mitigating circumstances around it. Are there always mitigating circumstances? Yes, but not so many that keep getting back to underhanded stuff. Yes, Deflategate. And yes, you're right. The Spygate was not him. But the Deflategate, the NFL basically said, yeah, they had enough proof that he did it. And that's just how it works in the NFL, is that once they decide that's as far as they'll go, they're fine. But no, they didn't take his win away. They didn't take his win away when they came back and said, yeah, it was actually a fumble. So, I mean, fine. But, how many mitigating circumstances do you have to give a person and say, oh, that's this, and then this happened, and then this happened, before somebody in this group decides, you know what, I know what's going on. Now, I'm not saying it will happen. I don't know that. But I just don't buy into the claim that he's the GOAT. So
let me ask one question on that.
Yep.
Okay, I can see if the Deflategate or Spygate or whatever was to have a great effect on a game. But a whole season? 10 whole seasons? He cheat all
why
those
is it
seasons?
that why is it always the fact that so many of those mitigating circumstances come in the playoffs? Listen, one of the biggest one this past year was, and again, it involves a lot to go the way that it did, but everybody said they should have gone for the touchdown. Green Bay should have gone for the touchdown. Aaron Rodgers has come out and said, I wanted to go for the touchdown. Why didn't they go for it? Even the numbers ran. The everybody was like, it says go for the touchdown.
Okay, so hold on.
Then they wouldn't be there. So why is it there's always these mitigating circumstances so many times over?
Is that Brady's fault that the other team didn't go for a play that they should have gone for?
I think listen, 6th round. I'm telling you, it is like Lance Armstrong again. After a while, people look at it and go like, this just isn't normal. And when things aren't normal, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, people started saying this is not normal. When they dug into it, I mean, right there's a good name.
But let me ask
Barry Bonds has the most home runs of all time now.
The difference between
there are a lot of people trying to take that from him.
They were drugging.
Those are individual feats,
and they were drugging. They were all on steroids. Those names that you called.
I understand that, but I'm saying there are those things that can, and I'm not even. I wasn't even really going for the
I know.
Thing per se. I'm going off the fact that is there something that could take that out of Tom Brady's hands?
Okay. Let me ask you another question, Chris. You were talking about the players. A lot of players are saying that they don't think that Tom Brady is the GOAT. And me and Danny spoke to one that didn't think that Danny is a great GOAT. Mm-hmm. But don't you think that's just hating?
Mm-hmm. No, because I think, and we've talked about competitiveness on Square One. You want to win. But the thing is when you start looking at it, you're like, man, I wouldn't have gotten away with that. That wouldn't have happened to me. I wouldn't have gotten that call, or I wouldn't have gotten this. And the thing is you could always say, well, he's considered the GOAT, so of course he's going to get a call here and a call there. He's been getting it since day one.
So has Michael Jordan. Does that take away what he did?
No, because I think I don't think that I ever saw anything absolutely that was quite like that.
Okay, but in every sport, there's going to be a apex alpha male, and that apex alpha male is going to get the calls. So let's just say Tom Brady, let's just say Aaron Rodgers, whoever because when Tom Brady retires, right now as I'm looking at the NFL landscape, boy from Kansas City going to be the next alpha male because people want to see him because he does incredible things. So if he start getting these calls, like you say, Tom Brady getting, and people start making stupid decisions at the end of the game, and this kind of stuff.
What happens if Tom Brady's like records get surpassed? Because there's another thing I've always said.
They're going to get surpassed.
But the thing is what happens if somebody does it in 12 years instead of 20?
Then that person, if that person,
it's going to be just like Jordan. I'm going to say this real quick, also. Mm-hmm. LeBron James is surpassing Jordan stats like crazy, but I still think Jordan's the best. Mm-hmm. So if whoever else steps up to the bat next don't get as many rings and championships on a consistent level like Tom Brady, they're not going to be the GOAT. Not in my mind.
Because
I've never seen anybody else did what he did. I don't think we're going to see another Tom Brady-like player or quarterback in our lifetimes. I hope we do. I don't think it's going to happen.
I just don't think, again,
those trophies that count.
That's the thing, though. I think that I don't know. I'm just saying the fact that it hasn't happened makes me question even more because of all the circumstances involved to get him. But again, that's subjective in mine.
And I just got one more thing to say too. Yeah. And I'm going to go off Danny because he kind of took the words out of my mouth. But I'm going to say this: we talked about LeBron James, right? LeBron James has almost passed all of Michael Jordan's records. He's going to probably end his career as the most leading scorer in NBA history, right? If he doesn't match those rings, it doesn't matter. So if Patrick Mahomes comes in, he beats his records and matches or beats the rings, then guarantee you Patrick Mahomes will be known as the GOAT.
And I think there's a little teensy beatsy little hate against Tom Brady in your heart, bro.
No, I look at it for what it is, and I see more things that make me question his legitimacy than I see that legitimately affirms what he's done.
Danny, you see why we gotta have Square One? This topic went off, bro. This was fire.
Oh my God, yeah, we gotta have one, bro.
All right. Another sports question. Charlemagne the God said recently that people shouldn't leave or should leave Kwame Brown
alone.
alone. I guess I forgot that word. Whoops. Alone. About recent comments saying he was a bust because his father and brother went to jail for murder. Do you think that it was appropriate to mention his family in an effort to defend him? Because he has since apologized for his statements. He's actually turned around where he called himself the donkey of the week, which is rare for him. Yeah, so
I'm gonna go first on this one.
all right, I knew. All right, put that in there. Let's get the timer up. Sorry, guys, everything's in different places now. 3 minutes. Anzo, go.
I watched Uche stream about it, and it was funny because everything he was saying, I was saying, like, Chameleonaire's apology was pretty much bullshit. It seemed
Charlemagne.
like Charlemagne, sorry. It seemed,
right.
Yeah, Charlemagne. It seemed like he was getting backlash for the things that he said. So he was just coming in there and he was just trying to like, oh, well, this and that. I think he only said I'm sorry to you like one time. But regardless, it's okay. So we have this running joke with Danny about the Black Adam trailer, whatever, right? And it got too much and Danny blew up. That's exactly what's happened to Kwame Brown. Every time you turn around, someone's calling him a bust and someone's saying he was this and that. And listen, I know he didn't live up to expectations, but the man still was 14. I think it was either 11 or 14 years in the NBA. He still
14.
had a 14, right? He still had an NBA career. So now, exactly, millionaire, right? Regardless of what you want to think about what he did on the court, yes, he was a first-round pick. He didn't live up to those expectations. I can completely understand that 100%. But now, when you want to go on and you want to talk about, and you think you're defending him, yeah, you better leave that man alone. That's what we're saying. You better leave that man alone. And then you want to bring up, oh, well, his father went to jail for murdering a woman, and then his brother went to jail for murdering a woman. Like, what kind of fucking backhanded bullshit is that? You are just right there going off and saying, oh, here's another angry black man. You better be careful what you say, or else he's going to come for you guys. And it's just like, yo, Charlemagne, you should know better than that. You're a fucking radio personality. You know what I mean? You guys have millions of subscribers on your channels. At the end of the day, if you want to trash the man, then go right ahead and trash the man. But once you start bringing people's family into it, you cross the fucking lines, man. And Kwame Brown has been quiet. Like, he's been out of the league for, I would say 10 years. I don't know how long, whatever. But you know, he's been quiet all that time. And all of a sudden, you know, you're talking about all that smoke and they're talking about him. Then Chameleonaire comes out and says this stuff about him. Of course, you're going to come out and fucking say shit. Of course, you're going to come out right away and you're going to defend yourself. And that's why I said he was clapping back, man. And it's only so much you can be pushed and pushed and pushed on a certain subject before you say you're going to say things. But he was absolutely 100% wrong for bringing up the man's family and making it that personal. You know, not only are you hurting the family, his family, Kwame's family, you're hurting the family of the victims. You're bringing up things that people have maybe forgot about or tried. Well, you never forget about it, but, you know, try to put it in the back of your mind. And you right now with your platform, bringing that out and putting people's emotions back to where they were when it happened. Fuck you.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go. If Gaiskar don't want to go.
All right, okay. Danny, go right ahead.
I don't really watch Charlemagne the God. I've seen him on certain excerpts, and I know that he is very confrontational, and I think he's from South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is.
Somewhere.
Yes, he is.
All I can say is that some people you can talk to, and they're going to pass it by and ain't going to worry about it. But there's some people out there that's going to confront you. And Kwame Brown sees the guy that's going to confront him. And these people now aren't sure what his mindset is and that he may put hands on some people. Some people are just like that. If I remember correctly, a certain person on this panel said if you talk to him, he would find you and have people to find you, and he'll put hands on you. So,
Gaiskar, you said that?
No. But some people do that. So you got to be careful what you say and be careful on what bear you poke, because some people just don't care. At the end of the day, if you made it to the NBA, you are not a bust, because there's only like 400 something people in the NBA. That's it. At one time on the planet, there's no more than like 400 something people in the NBA at one given time. So that in itself is an accomplishment. So I don't think he was a bust. I really didn't follow his careers that much. I don't know much about him. But like I said, if you make it to the NBA, then you are not a bust. Once you get to the NBA, then that's when the work really starts, because it's a whole different animal, a whole different beast in college level. Because at the college level, you could be the best on the floor. But in the NBA, you everybody on the floor is good. So not a bust. You just got to put in more work, put in more dedication to singing yourself out as a star, and then you go to that next level as a superstar. There's only two. There's an all-star and there's a superstar. Those are what I see in the NBA. Only two kind of players. So was he a star? No. Was he a superstar? No. But he was not a bust. So people have to choose their words correctly. And like Alzo said, certain things on some days when you wake up, man, you can tolerate more than you can on other days. So I guess he just got tired of it. I read an article say like 20 years people been calling him a bust. So I guess after 20 years, people was calling me something. And one day I might just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. So I have no gripes with what Kwame said. He has a right to defend himself. Like you said, he was in the NBA, not his family. So he should leave his family business out there. But also, on the same token, when you become someone famous, you are automatically pulling your family into that world, whether they want to or not. So that comes with the territory. Just how will you insulate your family from that media spotlight is up to you. There's some people we don't know nothing about their families. There's some that we know everything about their families. So it's not fair, but that is unfortunately that is the nature of the beast. So you would think once you know it's a sore spot for somebody, if you're in the media, you should leave it alone. But sometimes they do it just for ratings. I think this was done just for ratings, and it kind of backfired on them.
Mm-hmm. Gaiskar, I mean, this isn't so much sports as much as it's about, is it right for somebody to bring in stuff like that whenever we're talking about somebody else? So go right ahead.
You know what? What Danny also said, it's dead on. When people target the individual is one thing. When they start targeting family members that have nothing to do with the situation, that's a whole different other ball game. That's malicious. No matter what part of the business you are, YouTube, media, whatever. But I get it because they're famous. There's how can you say this? There's no limit what they can do to get a reaction out of you, right? So it's people doing this intentionally just to see how you're going to react and lose your cool, or like Anzo said, look at the angry black man, right? Provocation. What's sad also, he's of color as well. So why do you want to bash another person of color down and bring that to light? What's the purpose of that? It goes exactly to what Anzo was saying a few streams ago, right? That people of color should stand together, not bring each other down. And by doing things like this, that's exactly what they're doing. They're bringing each other down, causing conflict. The father had nothing to do with this. How does that saying go? The sin of the father is not the sin of the son, right? Mm-hmm. So I believe that it's wrong, and people should just leave family out of it. Like Danny said, he had to work his ass off as a teenager in order to play basketball and climb up that college ladder and get into the NBA and be there in the NBA for the amount of years that he's done. So if this was his name, Shannon, God of bullshit, if you ask me, because what is he doing? He's not doing that. He didn't make it to the NBA, but he's criticizing an NBA player about it. I want to know how many years of basketball this guy's played, and how much he's done. So if you ask me, you should shut the fuck up, have a Jello and a Coke and a smile.
Gaiskar, this is for you, my brother. This is for you. Oh, if it ever fucking plays. Here we go. Come on, guys. There we go.
Man.
Anything else?
No, that's it, man.
There. Okay, so I will say this, and this does it, and it even goes towards the Tom Brady thing. I haven't played in the NBA. I haven't played in the NFL. Do I know for a fact that you know what it takes to be there. No, I don't. And this always happens. You always got these bench warmers, and that's basically what the guy is. He's a radio jockey, right? And he sits there and he wants to call out somebody who, like you guys said, had a career. And we all know you can't be Michael Jordan. You can't be, you can't be
Larry Bird,
Kobe Bryant. You can't be anybody that, you can't always have those superstars. There are the team players, the people that get the, pass the ball and get the, get 2-3 points a game, but they're just as integral in that game.
Role player.
Exactly. And a role player is still part of the NBA. And in fact, Stan, you said how long? 14 years, 12, 14 years, what was it?
Yep, 13 years.
That means you did your part. You played the role that they wanted you to play for long enough that you had a career, you collected your paycheck, you did what you were asked to do, even if it was 3 minutes a game or whatever. You did.
Mm-hmm.
Happens in the NFL, happens in soccer, happens in hockey. You got that guy you want to go out, hey man, give the number one guy, 2 minutes off. Go in. Whatever. That's the nature of the beast when it comes to sports. For every Michael Jordan, there's 40. Who are you? And you know what? And you to bring in this guy's family doesn't matter. If anything, that's more of a reason why what he did was significant.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a role player, hey, he could have fallen into the same old pattern that obviously his family seems to have some issue with, anger or something. He could have fallen into that pattern, but he didn't. He found a way out of it. And that's the stories you want to tell. You want to tell the stories about a guy who did make it out, who did change what most people would say of people of color, and I'm not saying everybody, but of course, there is a stereotype out there that,
it is.
If you're not a contributor to the society, that you're a gangbanger, you're a lowlife, or you're just no good, whatever. There needs to be more stories like this. So to cut a guy down just because he didn't get, wasn't top of the bill, the name up there and the lights and all that. No, dude, he played, and he did what he was supposed to do. So I mean, this is so ridiculous, and it always happens. It's the radio jocks that sit there and get their foot in their mouth and then try to take it out. And 3 minutes. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Sometimes, and I saw a recent video where Kwame went off on Skip. I mean, he was just berating Skip, saying you never. And Jalen Rose and Skip had a falling out when it was on First Take.
Mm-hmm.
And because Skip was just talking, I think, junk about Chris Bosh. In fact, he called him Spicy Bosh or something, or Bosh Spice,
Bosh Spice, yeah.
And then Jalen Rose thing was, why do you always get these people names and stuff? It's one thing to critique them or evaluate their play, but there's no need for the name caller. And then he went on to Skip, well, how many game points did you score in college, and this, that, and the other? And he got in trouble for it, but Skip was actually the person that did the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's an example of white privilege. I don't know. I digress. I'll put that on the shelf over there for now. And I'll get back on that later. Just saying.
Danny did that, folks. Danny did that.
I'm just saying. It's just like I said. I'm not a fan of Charlamagne the God or that show, The Breakfast Club. I've seen it.
Neither am I.
But I'm not going to sit here and bash it because he's doing his thing. That's his career. That's what he want to do. But at the end of the day, you got to be careful what you say because sometimes you poke the wrong bear. And some bears will stay asleep. Some bears wake up out of hibernation and eat your ass for lunch. You the first meal that they see.
And it's not the first time that he went after somebody like that. He went after the dude that was in Get Out, right? Remember the one that was completely, the black guy that was completely like mind fucked by the white people in the movie. Yeah, he went after that guy too. So Charlamagne has a history of doing that.
Yeah, let's go over this real quick here. Let's talk about that. think about that. You got these radio jocks that say this outlandish stuff. They still keep. I mean, I'll put Howard Stern in there. I'll put Rush Limbaugh. I'm not going for color or race or whatever. I'm not going for anything. I mean, what is it? These guys get a pass. I mean, oh, I'm sorry, I did that. I'm sorry, I called these
they
people
don't get a
drunk.
pass.
What are you talking about?
Howard Stern
Well,
gets no pass, but Rush Limbaugh ass was in hot water for a minute. He
was, but he still did his show. They never took his show away. He still did it, and he still acted as pompous and rude as he always had. And here's a guy. No, they didn't. I mean, it may have taken it down, put it in a different station or something. I don't know, but I mean, he was still.
What's that famous sports commentator that referred to the girls as nappy heads?
Oh, damn, yeah.
I don't remember his name, but yeah,
because he got kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's not John Madden, is it?
And then what's that football guy? Jimmy the Greek. He said that stupid stuff about blacks have bigger leg strength or some shit. His ass got kicked off of the damn NFL. So some people do, but I guess I don't know whether it's the popularity that, or they maybe.
The thing.
All I know is that black people that get bitten by zombies don't turn right away.
That's because we strong like bull.
Maybe.
I just think that
damn, hope that happens in real life if the zombie apocalypse ever comes.
Oh man, did you ever see the Keel and Peele skit with the zombies? Right, the racist zombies, and the two black guys are walking around, and they're like, "What? Like zombie attack? They're running, and the zombies are like moving away from them. They get to a car, the zombie locks the fucking car door, and they go in the backyard. They go in the backyard, and the black people in there having a barbecue and shit. It's funny as hell, bro.
Real quick, Coach Gabe, peaceful love of craft with Gemma. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys being here.
Hey, let me say what Key and Peele. You ever seen the one with Key and Peele? He went to the mattress store because he's trying to find the right mattress.
Yeah.
You ever seen that one? That one is funny too, Gaiskar.
I like them.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have to watch it.
And then he's like the anger he plays the anger translator for like the president. I'll see you that link. That shit is Luther the anger translator. Like Obama say something all smooth and correct and stuff, and then Luther say what Obama really wants to say. That shit is funny as hell, boy.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. We had a great show. 3 topics down. I appreciate you guys being here. One more time, just really quick, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself and your channels. Danny, go right ahead.
I'm Danny, aka Comment Chat, 1/4 of this crew that you see here on the panel. We have several shows throughout the week. Monday night's my show, Chaotic Conversation. We all do it same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last night was Oswald the Chaos List. And of course, right now you're viewing the awesome show, Rule of 3 with a touch of Basco, or a side of the Basco. We are definitely going to do a square one because that Tom Brady topic, man, that got my sports juices flowing again. So I can't do it this Saturday because I'll be out of town. But next Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and pencil that in. Get some good questions going again. But, man, great show, man. Enjoy the questions as always.
All right. Up next, Onzo, are you there? He might not be. Go ahead, Gaiskar. I'll let you go, and then we'll get on.
Every single show he just mentioned, I'm on those shows as well. Working on getting my show going. Tune in at midnight, 12:30 this morning for the Game Changers that I'll be hosting. But tune in right after this show for the OOC, where, controversy always there.
Indeed. All right, Onzo, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just setting up for the OOC, guys. Make sure you check it out. We're starting up pretty soon. I do appreciate all the support. So if you haven't sub to the channel, come check us out over there. I know I froze over here, but it's because I'm setting up over there. But make sure you guys check it out. I do appreciate all the support. This was a fire-ass show. Great topics today, Chris, man. Very good.
All right, guys. I am Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel. To who you know, I just did that too. I got asked to do that. So,
okay.
Yeah, don't ask questions. Nope.
As long as you're not doing that to me.
I'm not doing it to anybody on this panel. Although the person I did that to likes you guys.
Awesome.
But guys, check out my channel. Make sure you go over there, check out everybody else's channel, and look down below, right down there. And if you see a red box that says subscribe, you've done it wrong. You got to click it again. Okay, so click that subscribe button, guys. And with that said, well, you know, it is the way of the world.
Peace,
guys. If I can find my, I can't find anything now.